the campsite. It was, as I've said, bitterly cold, but many people were walking about in the dark. And it was a very atmospheric while we went to the opening ceremonies. A dramatic local politics scene played out. One of them included Celeste in a place of honor with her noble faction. Fred and I stood at the back like the nobodies we were. When that was over, we got back in the car and drove back home to sleep. It was just too damn cold to sleep outside. We would come back in the morning. It was about a 45-minute drive, by the way. When we arrived at camp the next morning, the first thing we did was go to the smithy to have Fred's longsword approved. A Caligula friend of Celeste's had kindly made a pair of Caligula swords for Fred. After a long day, the smiths looked at Fred's weapon. They proclaimed it unacceptable due to the insufficient foam padding at the tip, although other identical weapons had been passed without question. We were told that we could purchase some more open-celled foam to pad the tip with game money. There was just one problem. We didn't have any game money. Turns out we were supposed to be issued some when we registered, but there had been an error. We headed to the registration to see what could be done. Should I mention that up to this point, we had been pretty much ignored? The Smiths had been quite brusque with us, offering no help or advice until asked repeatedly. In subtle ways, we were being made to feel like unpersoned. That morning, no one talked to us. We had zero role-playing opportunities at all. Ever been to a party where you didn't know anybody and nobody wanted to know you? Yeah. When we got to registration, we found it virtually deserted. There was only one person there and only one person for him to talk to. After quite a long wait, he acknowledged our presence. Very politely, we explained our situation. By some error, we hadn't received any starting money. What should we do? Was this the right place to ask about this? The registration guy sneered masterfully and assured us that, yes, this was the right place, and that he wasn't going to do anything about it. All the money was gone. I'm closed. Go away. Let me interject here that this guy was one of those people who radiated contempt. The kind of guy who makes it instantly clear that he despises the hell out of you. One of those guys who really needs to have his face smashed in. We didn't want to bother him, but we really needed the money, we told him. Was there anyone else we could talk to about this?
No, I'm the one you need to talk to, and I'm not going to do anything. All the money has been given out, and that is that. Tough.
We worked it out to get lost as quickly as possible. Wasn't there anyone we could talk to about this? Anyone who could help us?
What are you, morons? There is no more money. I'm in charge and I am closed. How dare you take up my valuable time?
We left, though I don't know how we did it without losing it completely. What a jerk. Even if he had said, sorry, it would have made a difference. But, of course, he didn't. It was still freezing. Fred and I got in the car and got the hell out of there. Celeste decided to stay for the rest of the weekend. Looking back, though, Fred and I made the right choice. The cold that weekend was really deadly. Several people got hypothermia, and there were many cases of frostbite that weekend. A Caligula guy gave Celeste a ride home at the end of the weekend. When we next saw her, she was on cloud 9. She'd had the time of her life. Apart from sleeping warm and being constantly praised and admired by everyone, she had also met her soulmate. He was a wonderful boy who was like the other half she had never known existed. It's possible that Fred's face gave something away, since Celeste was his girlfriend. She quickly added that,
of course, my new soulmate was like a brother to me.
Cynics won't be surprised to hear that within a month, Celeste was f***ing her brother. And of course, she dropped Fred and Lamb at the same time. I heard a rumor a year or two later that she had moved into a house full of Caligula members, including her soulmates. I have no idea what happened to her after that. Lamb survived, but it never really flourished. Caligula still exists to this day. I don't know if they still attack other groups, but I suppose that it wouldn't be surprising if they did. End of story. She belongs to the streets! Honestly,